Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm so excited you are here to kick off this brand new JavaScript video series with me. Um, if you have ever wanted to learn JavaScript but got tired of just reading dry lists of concepts, then you are in the right place. This is a practical hands-on JavaScript course. A practical hands-on JavaScript course. Yeah. And what does that mean? It means we are not going to just tick boxes off a topic list, and instead we are going to build real, actual JavaScript applications together. And along the way, we will learn all the essential concepts we need to bring those apps to life. So it's learning by doing, which I think is the most effective and fun way to master any skill. So, before we dive into writing code, let's take a quick trip back in time. Where did this powerful language even come from? JavaScript first appeared way back in 1995. Its original purpose was to be a simple scripting language for web browsers. Only a simple scripting language. Think about any web page you visit. It's essentially built on three layers. And first, you have the content layer, which is your HTML, the bones, the text, the images, any kind of content on the web page. Then you have the presentation layer, which is CSS. That's what makes everything look good. The colors, the fonts, the layout. And finally, and this is where the magic happens, you have the interactive layer, and that's powered by JavaScript. And what do I mean by interactive? Well, before JavaScript, if you clicked on a button or filled out a form on a website, the browser had to send that request all the way to a web server to, to process it, to process the request, and wait for the server to process it, as I said, and then get a whole new page back. Actually, it was good, but it was also slow and clunky. JavaScript changed the game completely. It allowed the web page to respond to your actions directly within the browser itself, without needing to constantly talk to the web server. This made websites feel faster, more dynamic, and way more like the applications we use today. It's what that let you see instant feedback, enjoy smooth animations, and interact with complex components on a page. And now you might be wondering about the name JavaScript and why. Okay, uh, first of all, it really sounds a lot like Java, right? That was actually a brilliant marketing move. Back in the 90s, Java was one of the hottest and most popular programming languages around. So, even though JavaScript is a completely different language from Java for sure, with its own syntax, its own rules, and its own usage. But they name it JavaScript to ride on Java's popularity and make it sound more appealing and a clear trick, and it clearly worked. So always remember, despite the similar names, Java and JavaScript, they are two very distinct languages. Okay, as JavaScript's popularity exploded, the need for standardization became obvious. That's where an organization called ECMA International stepped in. They took on the task of managing and evolving the language to ensure it worked consistently across different browsers and environments. They started releasing official standardized versions of the language under the name of ECMAScript. And the very first version, ECMAScript 1, was released in 1997, and since then ECMA has continued to release new versions every few years by adding new features and improvements. But one of the most significant and transformative updates in the story of JavaScript was ECMAScript 6, also known as ES6, which came out in 2015. This was a monumental release of the JavaScript. ES6 or ECMAScript 6 introduced so many powerful new features and modern syntax that it fundamentally elevated JavaScript from a simple scripting language to a full-fledged, robust programming language capable of building incredibly complex and large-scale applications. Many of the features we take for granted as modern JavaScript developers were introduced in ECMAScript 6 or ES6. Okay, uh, now I can say that that's our brief story lesson about the JavaScript itself. Now that we have seen how JavaScript started as a simple tool to make web pages interactive and enveloped into the powerhouse language that runs much of the modern web. In our next videos, we will get our hands dirty and set up our development environment so we can start building our very first applications. See you.